problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Now we got some great competitive games going on this weekend. We got 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. So let's just kind of jump right into the mix. And our very first game of the divisional round 2020, we got the number 1 seeded Tennessee Titans hosting those Bengals who look them young cardiac cats. And the Bengals 11-7 on the year, 11-7 against the spread, taking on Tennessee Titans, who are 12-5 on the year, 10-7 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Tennessee -3, and that line's now moved to -3.5. The total opened up at 46.5, and then right now it's at 47. Get to these injury reports right now for the Bengals. Daniels, he was injured last game, so he is questionable at the defensive tackle spot this weekend. Henderson, he was injured last game as well at the defensive end with a concussion, so he's questionable. Tupou, defensive tackle, who had a great first half. He is questionable as well. Davis at the corner and Morgan at the wide receivers. Both of those guys are questionable. As far as the Tennessee Titans coming off of that week of rest, Henry, they're talking about Henry is probable for this weekend with his foot recovering from his foot injury. Defensive tackle Tart is questionable. Also Weaver, he's out. Jones at the defensive tackle spot is out as well. So the last time we saw the Titans, they won 28-25 against Houston, which the game really didn't matter. Get to these actual factuals. Cincinnati 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games this season. 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing against the Titans. 5-2 straight up when they play against the Titans. 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games on the road. And the total's gone over 7 out of the last 8 games whenever they're playing on the road in Tennessee. They're also 4-1. They're also 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games against the AFC conference opponent. Get to these actual factors for the Titans. The total has gone under 4 of the last 5 games. They're 4-1 straight up, 7-1 straight up in the last 7 games at the crib. The overs hit 7 out of the last 8 games against Cincy. 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games this season. The others hit 4 out of the last 6 games whenever they're playing against an AFC conference opponent, but only 1-5 against the spread against the North Division, and 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games in the month of January. So, Tennessee Titans taking on the Bengals. Marley says this is your team. Not Marley, I'm sorry. Hova, go ahead and take the honors, man. Bengals, Titans, what's the play?
I think this is going to be a hard-fought game. Obviously, Derrick Henry is back from injury, and so we know what he can do.
Big.
That's very, very big because it's going to open it up a little bit more for Tannehill. Although they was able to run the ball without Henry, but you can't replace Henry regardless. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go with the Bengals plus the 3.5. These games like this, typically, if it does end up being a close game, it comes down to the field goal. So I'm going to try to take that half point to protect me. The Bengals, we know offensively they can really do some explosive things. The only thing that concerns me, which I'm real familiar with this team, is that they're very young, especially up front. Those linebackers are young, and even at D-line, they're fairly young. Even Reader. I mean, he's somewhat of a veteran, but so my concern is how will they hold up in the third and fourth quarter when the Titans are able to just run the ball, keep running the ball. You got Derrick Henry punishing these guys. So that's why I said I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with the points. Would I be surprised if the Bengals beat them? Absolutely not. But I'm gonna take the points just to be safe. So my official play will be the Bengals plus 3.5.
All right. Marley, what's your play?
I'm on the Titans. I'm on the money line. I'll tell you why. Bengals. I agree with pretty much everything Mikey just said. Mikey put me on this Bengals team a couple years ago. I've been watching them for a while. And the thing I've noticed about this Bengals team is, aside from their youth and their talent, they are wildly inconsistent. They'll play great one week. Could look like a top contender in the AFC, and then the next week look like a bottom feeder. And that's just what you get when you get a young team. That's just it comes with the territory. So you got a young quarterback, young receiver. Mixon's, you could probably consider Mixon a vet at this stage of his career, but your leaders are young. Your coach, he's fairly young in his head. I don't know if it's his first year, but he's fairly young in his tenure as the Bengals head coach. And I've been saying this for a couple of years, very, very high on Vrabel as a coach.
Especially what he was able to do this year with the injuries and what.
Right. And like Mikey said, when Henry went down, they were still able to run the ball. Even though Henry's not, like Mikey said, you can't replace him. But they did as good as you can goddamn do with him going down. I do think this will be a close game. I just think the inexperience of the Bengals will show itself toward the end of the game. And this just is what you get when young teams just levels to this shit. First, you make it, you win a game. Then, the next year you win a game and you get to the championship level. Then you break through. You don't just break through. It's just kind of how the NFL works. So I was on the Bengals last week. I'm on the Titans on the money line this week. I do think it'll be a close game because the Titans, it's not like they're running away from anybody. I barely trust Tannehill as far as I can throw him. Just the Bengals are inconsistent. I think they're talented enough. Wouldn't even be surprised if they won. If they play at their best, they can beat this team. But I just don't see that happening on the road against this coach and with that team. So I'm on the Titans, and I'm on the money line.
Yeah.
What's the weather report? Let's get the weather
Coach.
report.
I can get that real quick
for all these games.
I can,
so they're saying, it's
Tennessee.
hard to
I got
right
36 degrees right now in Tennessee.
See, yeah.
So that's a Derrick Henry type deal.
That's exactly.
If Henry's playing, Henry's good to go, which means they're going to load the box, and it's finally going to open up A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, hopefully down the stretch. I like these Titans on the money line, to be honest. I like the Titans on the money line. Yeah, the Bengals are young, they're a fairly young team, but this is a very well coached team, and in my opinion, Vrabel should have got the coach of the year. If he didn't, just everything he was able to do with the amount of adversity that this team had to deal with. So I'm right there with Marley. I'm one on the money line, so hopefully we can get that money line, get a 3-point victory, and Mikey can cover, and we can all eat and go 3-0 on this game. So, hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That's Marley Bets, and that's Mikey Hova the Reaper. Right now in the playoff, these are our playoff records right now from last week and overall. This is what they're looking like now.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.